presentations. Mr. Gromann will come to the microphone and talk to us about the Downtown Boca Raton Advisory Committee. Hello.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman, members of the CRA. Glenn Gromann, 2201 Northwest Corporate Boulevard, Boca Raton, Florida, Vice Chairman of the Downtown Boca Raton Advisory Committee, here to report on the meeting of March 7, 2012. Before I begin with the substance, what we decided to do at the committee is have sort of a rotating presentation. So all of the members of the Downtown Committee are going to, on a rotating basis, make presentations to the CRA so you could get to know them and whatnot. I just happen to be the first one at bat since I've done this before, not to throw anyone in the fire. So
we'll look forward to that.
With that being said, here's the report on the meeting that took place on March 7th. The first presentation that was made at that meeting was made by Doug Hess from Public Works, an ongoing presentation concerning prospective signage in the downtown, directional signage. There was some discussion amongst committee members about the signs trying to present a positive format and positive presentation. I know that we've been trying to direct people so as not to go across Palmetto Park Road at unsafe locations and fines and whatnot. So that sort of was discussed, and also the committee asked about what the budget for those signs would be. So the recommendation was that whatever signs we do put downtown as far as directional signs, that they be of a positive reinforcement as opposed to negative reinforcement. Then there was a presentation made concerning the IDA streamlining process. Both Mr. Panetta, the chairman of the Downtown Committee, and myself have been working on a PowerPoint presentation. That presentation was formalized and finalized and presented to other members of the Downtown Committee, and the committee made a motion and approved a motion to make a presentation subsequent to the CRA concerning the proposed streamlining of the IDA process. So that's going to be on a future agenda, be a future agenda item going forward.
Okay, Mr. Gromann, I just have a quick question.
Yes.
Has Ruby been present for those meetings to give staff input?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. The next item on the agenda were the 2012 priorities. We have basically put a list together of the Downtown Committee's priorities, and that should be presented for approval at the April 4th, 2012 meeting. A lot of discussion about some items that have been addressed and completed were taken off the priority list, and some new items were added. So we'll make that presentation shortly before the CRA. The next agenda item was the renaming of Northeast 1st Street, which is a street that runs behind Sanborn Square. Committee members were asked to prepare 3 suggestions for discussion concerning what that street should be named for possible recommendation to the CRA. That's where we've left that. And after that presentation, staff in the form of Ruby Childers had made some presentations herself. She had indicated, and she gave us an update on the Friday Night Live scenario and the Beer Fest. Approximately 3,500 people did show up to the downtown for our first Friday Night Live event. And actually, we've also prepared and put together some rack cards concerning all the future events. So with the chairwoman's permission, I'd like to present those to members of the CRA.
Okay. You can give those to the clerk. Thank you.
Presentation to members of the CRA for purposes of the prospective recommendation to others to attend the downtown events related to those.
And we'll make sure we have them in the back as everyone leaves this afternoon. So
and there are plenty to go around if you need additional cards. Ruby has some.
Thank you.
And the other items that we were briefed on by city staff, by Ruby, what we talked about the golf cart event on St. Patrick's Day, which went off well, which both myself, Mr. Pinella, and Ms. O'Rourke appeared in our own special golf carts as part of the presentation. Ruby advised us that a tentative purchase for use in future events so that members of the Downtown Committee and others could make presentations and provide support for downtown events. And finally, we were advised that resolutions for the Business Improvement District would in fact be scheduled for the March 26th CRA meeting, that being today's meeting.
Okay.
And that concludes my presentation.
One quick question. Who won the St. Patrick's Day Parade contest?
The Foley family.
Okay. Mr. Groman?
Madam Chairman, members of the CRA, I obviously support the institution and this resolution and the setup of the Business Improvement District. I think that based on some other questions from members of the CRA, this is really a steering committee only. The actual composition and makeup of what the actual committee will comprise of would be supplemental to that, and we're going to provide our recommendations. I think one of the models that we used was the BID that was done successfully in Coral Gables, where there were business people and outside business leaders that were also included on the BID. I think what we also need to consider and think about is the fact that there are a lot of issues that come before the CRA and the City Council on a regular basis, and those involve the downtown, and primarily those often involve, especially with projects, parking and transportation. And I think the BID is a solution to those issues and problems because it can be a revenue source to address those, and also address the ongoing consideration of promoting the downtown, which obviously is going to be and has been very successful. So you kill three birds with one stone, so to speak. So I would respectfully recommend you approve the resolution.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Groman. Is there anyone else who wants to